So, hello dear students and welcome to my tutorial. In our today's tutorial, we'll be learning about data entry operations, senior secondary and secondary for chapter number 3, that is basics of word processing. So here, as we can see, some of the important points as usual, we'll skip up the introductions and objectives as I'm already following those criteria and teaching you the lesson. Nothing special for grade 12 in here, like something extra. The same booklet for grade 10 and 12 can be used, whereas because there is nothing as an extra paragraph compared to chapter 1. Straight away, we will be observing this type of difference in chapter number 10, which is only for grade 12, not for grade 10. So basically, from chapter 2 to chapter number 8, everything is exactly the same as grade 10 for grade 12, not a single difference, even word to word is same. Just that in chapter 1, I showed you that there was an extra part which was explained in the last, and now chapter number 3, there is nothing extra, just same to same. So let us start with the main features of word processing. Basically, word processing is different compared to Microsoft Office 2007. Word processing was an application first in other software first in the office in the computers, which were used as a basis of typing because we didn't have Microsoft Office by that time. Microsoft of Word actually or Office had invented in 1997, 1998, and that is the reason people used to be using a simple word processor in order to carry out different functions of mail merging and of course every characteristic of Microsoft Word actually. So basically when they in the exam, if the question comes, describe the main features of word processing or state the main features of word processing, by this you can learn any two because there's nothing more than two could be asked to you. So basically you can choose any two easy ones from here and study. That is, you can either create a professional document fast using built-in and custom templates, which is already fixed from first. Like for example, the format of a letter is already there. You just have to change the date, change the name of the person to whom you're sending the letter, all those things. Then secondly, you can also have the ability of autocorrect and auto format features. You can also work on simultaneously, many types of multiple documents. So all these are different features and you can learn out of them any two of your wish. Similarly, features of Word 2007, by this they mean the Microsoft Word 2007. What is the features of that? Now, basically, as we all know, it's a very big complete paragraph to learn the features. That is the reason I would also prefer no need to learn the features of Word 2007, because if you learn any two features of word processing, which is over here up, the same thing can be written as the answer for Word 2007 also. So if you choose from here any of the 2 points, that same 2 points can be written. Now, what if the question in the exam comes, they state two features of word processing and state two features of Word 2007. That means you need to write two for each. For this purpose, to be on the safe side, I prefer if you can learn any 4 points out of this. So by learning any 4 points from this area would actually give us one, an example that by learning any 4, we will be able to answer 2 features of word processing and 2 features of Word 2007. So this was about the feature. Moving forward towards the lesson. So here basically we just have a basic thing that you need to know, because this actually helps you in the while writing the steps for some answers, and at the same time during the practical examination. What happens here basically is, as you can see, these are some tabs and some numbers have been mentioned here, and each one of these numbers describes a particular area on that particular ribbon or tab. Okay, so basically this whole thing is a ribbon-like structure where you have all type of tools in order to edit or use for formatting your document. And then what do you have over here? This number 1. Each one of this, such as an example, home, insert, page layout, reference, mailing, review, view, all these are considered to be as tabs. Whereas these number 2 and 3, these 2 and all are called subtask and everything, because under the tab menu of home or insert, you have some other commands or tools, and those commands or tools are mentioned as subtask. Now, below it, you could see that there is something called as font, here clipboard, here paragraph, and next to it there is a small type of a thing over here, which is an arrow this side or this side. And these arrows, however, state what? These arrows are completely as functioning as collapsed menu, because when you click on those arrows, these collapsed menu gets converted into an expanded menu. And expanded menu could be this form, as you can see over here. When we click it, it will reach to a completely new form, like tools in the form of expand. So by this thing, what happens, we are able to actually see more tools which are not visible on this tab. So just remember three things. Number one, tabs. Each one of them are called tab. Home tab, insert tab, page layout tab, reference tab, etc. Under these tabs, we are having some commands or tools which are known as subtasks. And then finally, the collapse menu, which is hidden in the form of expanded menu, but hidden, and they are called as collapse menu, are called the third three tabs, okay, which is a command menu or a display menu. Now, moving forward more front, no need to learn all these things. You can just simply skip this out. How do we start Microsoft Word program? Now, there are three ways to start Microsoft Word program. The same three ways could be written in the further two lessons. What are the further two lessons? The further two lessons are number one, it is when we are how do we switch on Microsoft Excel and how do we switch on Microsoft PowerPoint. Both the methods are exactly the same. The way to choose, the only thing is that you have three methods. The first method which is mentioned in your booklet is you go to start. As you can see, you click the start button, move to all programs, choose Microsoft Office folder. Inside Microsoft Office folder, you will find Microsoft Word 2007 and click it. These are the steps which are given over here. As you can see, you basically go to start, all programs, Microsoft Office folder, and then you have all the list of applications or software that are provided by Microsoft Office. This was one method, the main step method, if it comes for 2 marks. But when it comes to be in the form of desktop, like this is my desktop, here if I need a quick, instead of going to the start, what if I right click on my desktop, choose the option new, as I had showed you yesterday in the second lesson of operating system. What happened over there was when you click a right here, you have a new option here, and by clicking on the new, you have the other expanded menu form which comes, and in this expanded form you can find actually a list of all Word, PowerPoint, Excel, any of it. So this is another way to make a open a Microsoft Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. So basically the first step was to go to start, all programs, Microsoft Office folder, and choose up your application with this Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. Another option is by right clicking over here and then choosing the option from here which is directly straight. And then one of the good thing about this is that you don't have to save any other location, as the location will be saved on the desktop itself in front of you, as you have created this new thing inside the desktop. Whereas when you open from all programs, that is from Microsoft Office folder, you need to choose the location while when you press the save button, no matter at what moment you press the save button, in the beginning or where, because you haven't chosen any location to start the program. From here you're choosing the location. Then third method is when you go to just simply the search option here, and by going to the search, you actually write over there what? You write over there how to like open Microsoft Word. For example, I write here M Microsoft. As you can see, I'm just typing over here. When I'm typing over here, Microsoft Word. Okay, so when I type Microsoft Word over here, we can actually find Word 2030, because this is Word 2013 and Word 2016. Both are actually in. That is the reason you can choose from there this. Clear? So these are three methods. Either the first method is this thing that you either right click on your desktop and then choose your application by right click new and choose. Second method, which is in your book, that is go to start, which is a complete process. Go to start, all programs, Microsoft Office, and then choose your application, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or go to search and choose wherever you want to. Now, by me teaching you Word 2013 over here, or using Word 2016 or even Word 2007 doesn't make any difference, because the features are exactly the same, the basic one which we need to study as per the copybook. And in the practical examination, when you take your laptop, already the videos are uploaded before, it does not really matter what Microsoft Word you have installed in your system, in your laptop, whether it is 2007, 13, 16, doesn't matter at all. Neither does it matter that whether you're using the operating system as Windows XP or 7 or 10. You're allowed to choose your own laptop with your own features, but just make sure you have the applications like Word, PowerPoint, and Excel over there, so that you can perform your practicals during the practical exam. For more details, the videos have already been previously uploaded. Now, after you have switched on Microsoft Word, the only option that you have in the front is a Word screen layout. Now, this is the Word screen layout, basically, right, in your picture. As per your booklet, we can see this is Microsoft Word layout. What happens here? We have task, subtask, command, and subtask, right? As I told you. So tabs, I already explained to you before itself that number one was tabs. So these are all the tabs as they have underlined here. All these are commands, or we can say subtasks also up to certain extent, and the last ones are all subtasks. So just not to get confused, you have known now these are tabs or tasks, these are commands, and these ones which were in the form of collapsed menu are subtasks. This is your paper, or this is your screen. As an example, I will just show you the same on a sheet over here. We just have a folder here with Microsoft Word file. So this is, for example, the Microsoft Word file that I would open here. And let me show you how does it look like as compared to the same way how it looks in your textbook. So basically, while it opens, we can just continue the next part. So basically, we are having menus, and menus are in two forms. That's written over here also, expanded and collapsed. Not a big difference, but I'll just show you an example. What does that mean? It was just like the first thing which I told you before. So the Microsoft Word has already here. We'll just wait for it to start. So basically, collapsed menu is nothing but the menu which is in the form of just one key. So basically, as you can see over here, it is just hidden in the form of an arrow here. It's just saved. But when you click that arrow, those arrow expands into more options of your this one file. And these commands which are in the more options are called as expanded menu. Now, for example, this was a Microsoft Word. So since this is the Microsoft Word, each one of this is known as the tab. And then each one of these is command. And these things like font, clipboard, paragraph, the one which is in this form, which is hidden, collapsed part, is known as simply subtask. Now, when I click this, a window appeared. This is expanded menu because you don't have all these features hidden in only one point, right? Look at this. Compare when you compare this so many commands and when you compare these commands, these are so limited in this area where you have more than this on, and even it's divided into two parts here and here. So all this is an example of expanded. So, okay, this is the first thing. Now, second thing what I would like to tell you over here is this is the screen. And in this screen, these are each one of them refers to a tab over here, like insert, design, and page layout. And all these are also the same. These are the commands, and this is the expanded collapse menu. Another example of collapse menu we can show over here when we click this arrow, as I was telling you. So this is an arrow for more options or more commands. When you click this arrow, you get this is an expanded menu example. Now, when we move forward towards the next part of the lesson, we have shortcut menus. Basically, the shortcut menus are menus which are already present at the screen. So actually, when we want to deal, like for example, if this is the text which was typed, if this text was to be written from the right hand, this is already in the right hand side, so this is the way it's in the right hand side. If I wanted to choose in the middle, this is justify. Move it from the left side, so we are moving the alignment from the left alignment. So basically, what we are doing is nothing but we are actually seeing how the things work here, how the things work in the basis of commands, which is shortcut. So each one of this was shortcut rather than choosing the expanded form. So all these commands which are present on every screen, like home screen, insert screen, page layout, each one of them is identified as shortcut. So all the shortcut commands which are in the front over here. Okay, now moving forward to the next part, toolbars. Okay, anything that helps you to edit your document is called as toolbar. Each one of them is an example of toolbar. And another one example of toolbar is here when you click on this arrow, the arrow which is next to redo. So this is all the toolbars, customized toolbars. So that these toolbars actually have some extra things. Right now in my toolbar, I have three things I have chosen, the options: save, undo, and redo. That's why there's a tick mark present on these areas. And these three commands are here: save, undo, and redo. Whereas if I want, I can choose more commands and put it over here. So these are actually toolbars which can be used to edit your document, not the whole text basically, but the document, the file itself. Okay, then when you move forward more, you just have to skip this, you don't have to go. Rulers. So basically we have two types of rulers in our Word, the ruler, or even in Excel also we have rulers. So rulers are basically in the form of vertical and horizontal. Horizontal means from left to right and vertical means up to down. So basically these are the two rulers that we have. Right now you can't see because I haven't enabled any ruler over here, but sometimes rulers are actually used to adjust the margin of the page basically. So this is the way actually the ruler looks like. Okay, so this is the way the ruler actually looks like. It is used actually to set the margin of the page. That is the definition. So we have two types of rulers, horizontal and vertical scale or horizontal vertical rulers. Their function is to adjust the margin of the page. Their function is to adjust the margin of the page. Now typing screen, into the typing screen, of course we have an insertion point. What is an insertion point? It is nothing but the black blinking. So if I click over here and move first, let me just convert all of this into right alignment. So basically when I double clicked, as you can see, this is the area where my typing is taking place, right? This area, and you can see how it's blinking. So this black blinking beam or the eye beam is actually referred to as the insertion point. So basically the insertion point is a black vertical blinking line in the insertion point, which actually starts from the top left, because top left only if you're starting with the left alignment, and it is the place where you start typing. That's it. No need to study more big paragraph, nothing. The first two lines are more than enough. What's a this mouse pointer? Our mouse pointer is nothing but this pointer. As you can see from this eye turn into a mouse shape when we just move it towards up. Can you see how it turned into an arrow? The eye turned into an arrow when you're choosing the command. So this is actually the mouse pointer. The mouse pointer is actually when you move it around the typing area, it is the shape of a thin I beam, right? So it's a thin I beam. Yes, and right now also you can see in this word, it's a thin I beam. That it's an I shape. But when I want to choose any command and I take it up, it turns into an arrow, right? So it is actually used to insert a point, actually a place where you can start your typing by clicking in any area. Now, end of document marker. An end of document marker is a marker which actually tells us that the document has ended. That particular page or the document has ended. That is the definition of end of document marker. Nothing more than that. Now, vertical and horizontal scroll bars. Every application such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and obviously even this Adobe which we are using right now, the PDF file, does have a scroll bar. So basically we have a vertical scroll bar which is up and down, and then we have a this one, left and right scroll bar. To make the left and right scroll bar, let me just make the screen. Yes, so I have just made it big. So this is the horizontal scroll bar and this is the vertical scroll bar. So we have two types of scroll bars, just like the rulers, vertical and horizontal. The only difference is that the rulers are used for adjusting the margin of the page, whereas the scroll bars are used to navigate the page. What do we mean by navigate? Navigate means to just look through the document, up, down, left, right, to look for something. That's it. You're actually navigating, you're looking for. Now, as we move forward, after you have known about the scroll bars, these are the scroll bars we told you already, vertical, horizontal. Now we have something called as view option and zoom option. For these two options, I better show you on the word over here. The zoom option is nothing but it just makes your document bigger in size, just so that it's easy for you to look at it, read or type. Whereas during the printing, you just have to make sure that in the print preview, it is all coming in the front page. It won't be like in a zoomed format. In order to have the text really to be zoomed, you need to change its font. You cannot, by choosing the zoom option over here, you will make any printout to be bigger. The zoom option is just an option just at the currently what you're watching, just to make that one a bigger size, a larger size than normal, just to make it easy for you to type and to read. So this is the zoom in and zoom out option, as you can see here, plus and minus sign. So this is the way and of course you can also drag it with the arrow. Secondly, view options. There are three types of view options available basically in Microsoft Word. Some have 5 actually, but the Microsoft 2007 options have 5. These 5s are actually, number 1, we have in the read mode. A read mode is a mode which actually has 2 pages on one, just like a storybook. So if this was made up of 2 pages, so you will have one side, just as you can see, this was only 1 page. So one is on this side and there's nothing on the other page, it's blank. So this one is over here, this area. So this area is the blank side for the second page and this area is for the first page. So as you can see, these two things are the example of what do you say? read format, whereas this one is the print layout format, where it shows you the normal document in the way normal view. Actually, this is a web format. In the web format, we actually see it in the way how would it look like if it would have been uploaded on an internet, just like you getting any information on the internet. How would it look like? That is the way it actually shows us. So these are the three options actually, and basically we have more two options which we are not studying that much into detail, because view options are not that required as a like in detail every definition and every word. Just remember, view options are the options in the way we can watch or observe or see the document, how we want to see. There are three. Basically you can just learn three, four, your wish, doesn't matter. You can open your laptop and check also, and if you didn't learn any name, it's all fine. Then we have in-text question over here to solve. You can just check the answers at the back of the page and also solve it. Managing documents or creating, in managing documents is just like how do we start typing and how do we create. As you have known from FES, there are three methods of switching on Microsoft Word, either from the startup menu, second one from the search menu, and thirdly by clicking on right click and desktop, or any place you can, or even any files or folders, you can right click and create new Microsoft Word. But the way where you have to saving takes place automatically in the area where you have chosen the option of new, whereas by using start or search option, they will ask you where to save the document. Now whenever you want to create a new document, basically you press Control N. So right now this was an X document which I had opened from first, and when I save this document, my typing and everything is complete, I have pressed the save button here. What if I need a new document? Since I need a new document, you actually go to file. When we go to the new document, the rule is actually to go to file. When you go to this file option over here, what would happen? It would actually give you to the option of going to a new document. So when I click the file option, it will open over here a new screen, and here you can choose the option new. By having a new file, you will open a completely new document and you can start working on it. If you don't want to have that option, then the only another option is by using the shortcut key, which is going to be Control N. By pressing Control N, you can see the screen appeared as a completely new document, and here you can see two documents are open. As when I put my mouse on it, we have two things open here, one, two. So the one which is the previous one and the one which is a new one. I just want to close it because it was just an example I was showing you. Now these shortcut keys you can learn at the end of the same lesson, as we can see. Now the next one, opening an existing document. So what if the document had already been saved somewhere? So again, you press the office button or the file button and choose the option open instead of new. If you click new, it's just like you opening a new document. If you open click on the open option, then you're going to open the document which was previously saved before on this desktop, no matter in what location it was. Then we have save button. Save button is a normal saving button or not, that's where you type. How you type is the saving option, and basically this option sometimes appears in two forms. Number one form is normal saving. If you know where the location was, and if the location was not known that it is not saved, then in that case what you will do, they will first ask you where to save it, and then it saves the document. Now save as means what? Save as actually means the option where you can save it in any format. Now, for example, if this was the written text, and then you have over here save as option. When you click the save as option, what would happen? If I choose save as, you can choose the location where to. Number one, it gives you the option of saving where the location you want to save the document. Number two, it also gives you the option of saving it in a different format. So first of all, if I want to save it as what? Save as in the computer system, in my, of course, in my drive, as in which documents. So these are, for example, some folders, and in which folder I want to save. That is an option which gives you in the save as, where the location you want to save. And secondly, save as also gives you the option of how to put like, for example, in which format, whether you want to convert it into PDF format from Word, or you want to convert into a web format, or you want to convert into other type of other like old version of Microsoft Office format. It all depends on how you want to save it. So these are options which are available in save as, which we can see. Now as per our screen in the textbook, we had seen the save as. Now working on multiple documents. Working on multiple documents is nothing but the view tab, which actually make the screen halfway. So half up, half down. You can work on two documents on one time by opening half my word on the top and half word on the other word down. So by this, we'll have two Microsoft Word options. Finally, talking about the protecting a document card. So this protecting a document is nothing but the way how you put a password to your system. Now, putting a password is very easy, just like you need to follow some rules. Now, let us just show you examples here how to put a password. Already in the previous sheet I had explained in terms of this one, the practical videos, how to put a password. But just again, I'll just show you as per the theory wise. When you have the file option here, in the file, choose the option. Here we are having protect the document. Okay, so you go to save as. By moving to save as, basically this is the new account. This is the Microsoft Word 2016. So you won't find over here that option of protecting in that way, how it has been explained in the booklet. So it's better that I will choose the booklet to teach. So basically the steps, because they will ask you for the step, and this step is not available in 13 or 2016. That is the reason what we will do is we will be actually looking at the textbook and seeing how it is. So when you click the save as option from file or from the office button, this type of window appears. When this window appears, you can choose the location where you want to save your document. After you have chosen the location, for example, I have chosen the location as per the textbook as my documents. So it is the my documents where I want to save my file. The name of the file is doc4. Okay, and this file name is in the format of Word 1997 2003, and I'm saving it. Now, when I saved it in that location, I want to make sure that I put a password there. So to put a password, there is an option here called tools. On the bottom left, you can find tools. Click on the arrow, and here you will get the option general options. This general option, when you click it, you will have one dialog box appearing as such. So basically, what is the rule? You go to file or office button, click save as, rename the file, choose the location where you want to save. Fifth point is then the bottom left, you will have the option of tools. Click on the arrow of tools, go to general options, and this general option will appear. And in this general option, you will have what the format? Password to open, password to modify. Now, what is password to open, password to modify? Password to open is an option given, is a password actually put for a file, so that whenever you know that the location of the file is, for example, let's say on the desktop, if my file is over here, this is the file. So whenever I double click on this file, before opening it, what would happen is that I would be seen with the password option. So basically, what will happen is the password will be asked to me so that I can view the document. I will not be able to view the document unless I put a password. So that example is for password to open. Another password is password to modify. What does password to modify mean? Password to modify is nothing but it is when you have opened the screen, you're able to view, you're able to read everything what is written over here. But the time when you just change the text, like from 2016, I made it 2017, just when you change the text, and now when you will press the save button, if the password of modify option has been kept, it will not get modified or edited unless you will put the password into it. In your documents, you have to make sure that you have put password to open. So password to open is an option used for editing and saving the document, whereas password to modify is the option given to you for editing and saving the document. And password to open is when you're first time opening any document which was already saved by someone, and in order to view that document, you put a password. Then moving forward towards the last part over here, protecting a document from accessing read only. This read only is an option just given in the order to just watch, just read. You're not allowed to make any changes in that. And it also protects you from accidental stuff. So like accidentally you just made some editing or this. So for the option over here is like protecting a document. The options are again same thing: office button, save as, tools, general options. The save dialog box opens for you, and then you can choose over here read only. So you can just click password to open, password to modify, and click the option read only. By this, things will work. Now, second thing, when you go down, you can just skip all these things, no need. Finding a document, obviously you can find the documents as we had explained to you, the feature of Microsoft Windows option. This Windows option we had given you in the operating system, that there is something you can have an option of searching. By searching, you can look in any drives or folders or anywhere you feel, you assume that the file would have been saved, you search over there, and if you don't know where's the exact location, then you will allow the whole computer to search for you, which takes a period of time, but like more than 5 to 10 minutes in order to find out the whole system where you actually saved your file. So that is the way you can find your document, by putting the file name and look in option. Look in means where is the location where you saved. If you don't know the location, then give it its time to find the document itself. Now, closing a document is very simple. Just go to office button and close, or you can also click the cross sign. Printing a document is nothing but very easy. In printing options, we have such options like name of the printer you choose, the paper size, whether to print the entire document of 10 pages or 5 pages, or just out of 10 pages you want to print selected files or selected pages, or you want to make a draft copy for a faster printing, you know, it's like short notes or something. All these are options provided by printing. The shortcut for printing is Control P, and when you press Control P, you actually appear with this dialog box, or you can also go to the file option here and choose the option also print from there. Now, when we just press the control button also over here, you can Control P, also the P will open, and by going to the file option also we'll be able to actually print. Like for example, when I press the file option, we have the print here, and by clicking on the print, we'll have the screen here, we'll have some information regarding printing. And even if we press the button of Control P, we'll get the dialog box just the way how it is mentioned over here. That is name of your printer, whether to print all or current page or certain pages, how many copies of that you want to print, and same time what to print, how many pages. Like in one page, if you want to print 10 pages, like it will be in the form of short notes. So all these are examples which are given in the print format. Now this is an example here, because since I'm using 13, so you'll have it completely different. Now move forward down towards the end. Printing a document, no need. Paper size, all that adjusting you don't have to know. They are not going to ask you that much in nothing about it. Exiting a program, already you know exit. Okay, and these are the keyboard shortcuts. So basically you need to go through keyboard shortcuts for grade 10. The first page is very important. Like the first important points for grade 10 are actually these, we can say, from open to all these. This is very important for grade 10 basically. So we can just say that for for secondary, the whole first page of the shortcuts is very important. Whereas for grade 12, which is senior secondary, the 2 pages are very important, as any can come in the examination. Then finally, we have the test question of the end part again, and then what you have learned, including the terminal questions. Any question, doubts you have, you people can ask me over here. And same time, you can just ask me through YouTube also, and comment on Instagram and Facebook also. You can find out anything related to this or any other subject also. You can have some information. And this was the end of the lesson. There's nothing more to study over here. Only these important points you can go through and learn for the examination. Hope that is helpful for you. Thank you. कैसा बोलना